cryptocurrency editor of CoinAge magazine is here, James Passin, and I should have listened to him because he sold all of his gold back in 2011, in August 2011, for $19.23 an ounce through me. And he said, Scott, I have a little tip for you. You should buy Bitcoin. It doesn't have to be that much. Buy a few $1,000s. Buy $5,000 or $10,000 worth. And then fast forward several years, and he said, Scott, I'm selling all of my Bitcoin. Did you buy any? And I said, I didn't buy any. And he said, you would have made $180 million. It's a true story. I have the emails, too. He reminds me all the time of what he told me to do. Now, recently, he said, he gave me some more cryptocurrency recommendations, and I didn't follow those either. And he said, finally, Scott, I guess you're an analog guy with all these people who want physical precious metals. Here's a recommendation. Buy platinum group metals, buy rhodium. And he gave me that advice a couple of years ago. I took that advice as my own, and rhodium went up like 200 or 300%. He bought it at $600 an ounce. He sold it at $2,200 an ounce. I did the same. I recommended it to family members, friends. Big hero with all my neighbors in the building that paid $700 an ounce. And I made a video about it for Bottom Line at the time. So I'd like Jim Passin. I wrote a book called 1 Minute Coin Expert. He's our other 1 Minute Coin Expert. We're pressed for time, so I'm giving you 1 minute to analyze what is it that your field in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, what are you doing right? And what are we doing wrong? And what do we need to do to improve ourselves? And by the way, I want to thank you for all the great work that you've been doing writing about the rare coin industry. He's a collector also. And all of the work you're doing for CoinAge, he works for free. All the writing that he does is really to promote coin collecting. So here's James Passin.
Thank you, Scott. Well, if you look at the genesis of Bitcoin, the genesis of cryptocurrency, it started with hobbyists. It started with not so much, a group of us, all of us, aging gold experts, but with very young nerds that started with this concept of creating your own money. And what really drew me to cryptocurrency is the same thing that's always drew me to numismatics, which is my belief that the fiat monetary system is not sustainable. But if you look at Bitcoin today, Bitcoin is a $135 billion market cap. The 24-hour volume in Bitcoin over the last 24 hours is over $20 billion. So this is an industry that has dwarfed the numismatic industry. And why is that the case? Well, there's a lot of things that maybe are not clear, but what's clear to me is that there's certainly an issue with branding and with communication. When I buy a gold coin for myself, I view it as a financial investment and as a hard asset. When I buy a gold coin to give as a gift, I look at it from the point of view of history. I want to emotionally connect with the recipient. But unfortunately, these two things of hard assets, of history, they're being attacked all the time. From the tech giants that erase the memory of our history and affect the inventory of our knowledge, the central banks that have come up with ideas that I didn't even think were possible, like negative interest rates. There's over $15 trillion of negative yielding bonds that apparently are being purchased by financial institutions. But when I think right now at this moment, there's a great opportunity for numismatics to come back because as traditional financial instruments start having negative returns, this idea that they always say that gold doesn't pay a dividend, it doesn't pay interest, no longer has relevance. And I think there's definitely a possibility to convert some portion of the crypto, not only the crypto elite, but this mass horde of crypto holders to accumulate some gold coins and other numismatic investments because they share our ideology. And so my recommendation is to think really of this as really an active war, right? For an active war against those that want to destroy sovereignty and erase our history. So, but I really thanks for keeping this industry alive. I've been buying gold coins and other numismatic investments through Scott for 20 years. You know, I've got a great inventory. I'm very excited about it. But I also hold crypto. I think there's a role for both. Yeah, I totally agree with Scott. The last comment is it's all about social media and influencers, and that's unfortunately how the concepts like investment and how they start to spread and explode in the mass consciousness. Thank you.